Flavor.
Only intended for a plane capsule.
You don't want to die of cold. Toll free.
I'll give you trouble.
Hello, it is me, Tarman, and welcome back. Today we're going to be painting another vintage Space Marine, so let's hop into this classic guy. So you might be wondering what figure today we're going to be painting, and that will be this bad boy. This Space Marine from 1988. So from the 80s. Already went ahead and peeled all the paint off him. He is missing his power pack, but I have a spare one. I made a mold on these old power packs, so here is a mold of one. I just need to clean it up. But here is this guy. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm obviously going to paint him a particular chapter. So all of my original models that I have are painted in the Imperial, or no, not the Imperial, the Crimson Fist chapter, because they were the original poster boys. So I want to keep the original model as the original poster boys. So the first thing we're going to be doing is picking out the blue. And my combination for this blue is I use two colors. For the base, I'm going to be painting it this. And as soon as that dries, I'm going to be going over that blue with this. And there we are. Now the next thing to do, we're going to pick out all of the black bits. So his joints, guns, and any tubings will be painted black. And the black we're going to be using is this. Ka-chow! Now all the black's picked out, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to finally highlight the blue armor. Then we're going to start hopping over to the other bits and knobs to paint. So the highlight we're going to be using is this. And there we are. Now he's got a nice subtle edge highlighting on him, including some scrapes on his armor. So now the next thing, we're going to start picking out some details. First thing we're doing, we're going to pick out the red hand for the Crimson Fist. And we're going to be going over that with this. And then after that dries, I'm going to paint right over it with this. And there we are. Now we just got to highlight the red. And what we're going to use to highlight the red is this. And there we are. Now we just got to pick out these pouches. So we're going to be using two colors to pick out all of the ammo pouches. The first color we're going to use is this. We're going to go over all of the pouches with this. And then as soon as that is dry, we're going to go immediately over the pouches with this. And there we are. Now the pouches are all nice and picked out. Now the next thing to do, we're going to pick out the beginning of the symbol for the Crimson Fist symbol. So we're going to be starting off with painting a yellow circle, and we're going to be using this as the base. And then as soon as that dries, we're going to go over it with this. And there we are. Now the nice little yellow circles on there. So now the next thing to do is to pick out his face. And I've done this many a times. If you guys are interested in a more in-depth version of this, just click literally on, I believe my last, not my last video, but my other video where I kit bashed the second edition box art Space Marine. I do believe I go a little bit more in depth on painting that face. And I have plenty of other videos too of me showing you guys like how I paint my faces and stuff, but I'll give you just a brief rundown. I normally start with this as the base and then come in with this for like any like teeth or eyes. Then I just take any black and just do the pupils for the eyes, and then I will highlight it with this. For him, I'll probably go a step further and just mix a little bit of this into the highlight to give it just one more shade of highlight. And then hair color is literally whatever hair color you want. I believe I'm going to make him like a blonde, so I'm probably going to do this as a base and then mix some, and then actually not mix anything, use this as the highlight. So let's begin. And there we are. He's got blonde hair. Now the really last thing to do is just put the decal on, and then I'm going to clear coat it a matte finish to protect all this, and then we're going to be hopping over to the silver. So next time you see him, he will be matte and we'll be doing the silver. Oh, shh. And there we are. Now that silver is picked out and on the power pack too, now we just need to highlight it. And what we're going to use to highlight it is this. And there we are. Now he's pretty much all together and almost done, but we got to add in a little bit of a wash onto that silver so it's not as bright. But we're really just going to be putting this wash all in the recesses of it. So we're going to be using this. And there we are. You could say that he is practically done, but we're going to add a little blood on his cheek because he does have a cut. So we're going to go in there and use
blood for the blood god.
And there we are. Now he is practically done. Really the last thing to do is just base him, which I'm just going to take some putty, build it up, and just put dirt on it. So next time you see him, it should be in the montage.
This way, Space Marine!
Well, I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. I definitely enjoy and absolutely love painting these models for y'all, especially the older ones. If some of y'all that are new to me, I am a huge fan of old 40k. I just love the handmade quality and just the retro designs of these older Space Marine models and the older models in general. I just have a special place in my heart for that, and I just love the craftsmanship behind it, because when I look at that, it's like someone sat down and actually made that figure, you know, by hand. So I like that aspect of it, even though they look wonky, but that's the joy that comes out of those guys. But I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. I promise I am going to be doing the another Warhammer. I just don't have the time to do it, and the only way for me to make videos kind of on time are these, because it's a little quicker. But, you know, without further ado, enjoy the montage.